my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates. It's me, Stormie Grace, and welcome to your horoscope for the week of November 14th, where this week it's actually kind of interesting. There's lots of trines and delicious kind of ease of energy aspects in the sky, but it's all set to the tune of continuing to build towards this Mars-Neptune square, but also the fact that several little hits to Pluto activate this energy where there's something secret, or maybe there was something buried a little bit deeper and you need to get to the core of that particular set of information. So it's kind of an interesting week as we're traveling. Now, before we jump into what's going on in the cosmos this week, if you have not checked out my astrology busy book, I would love for you to do so. Awesome way. It's a crossword puzzle, or not a crossword, a word search book where you get to sit and just chill out and practice astrology, learn your keywords, be meditative, really make sure you're grounding this down, but also it's fun. It gets you offline, which isn't that nice, and just produces a little bit of a meditative quality. So I'd love for you to check that out. It is in the description box down below. And if you happen to be a creative entrepreneur who's building your business, reestablishing your business, doing any of those things, I would love for you to join me over on my other channel, the Legatia Academy, which Legatia means legacy, where I am showing creative entrepreneurs, astrologers, and the like how to build profitable, yes, making money businesses. So if you are in either of those categories, wanting to study delicious, beautiful astrology, or building a metaphysical or some creative entrepreneurial practice, I would love to see you in either one of the spaces that we hold community, okay? All right, you guys, let's get in here and talk about what's going on this week, because what an interesting dynamic. I mean, I actually like the energies. I feel like the sky is available for a lot of opportunity. Plus, we also see Venus move into the energy of Sagittarius, which is we love a little bit bigger. We go on a little bit of adventure. We broaden our horizons where love is concerned, and money and opportunity. But there's just this little like princess in the pea hidden energy underneath that, okay? So as we're coming into this week on Monday, first of all, we're going to see the moon move into the energy of Leo. So we've got this emotional bravery, right? These are the key words we kind of pulled together. But also, I think that when the moon moves into Leo, we're called back to what makes you laugh, what's fun, what's funny to you, what's playful. You know, be very practical. Look into your children. What's going on with your children? When's the last time they laughed with you? You as a child, when's the last time you laughed with your parents or just did something that was entertaining? You know, this is a great time as the moon is traveling through here to even explore what brings you pleasure right now. And it doesn't have to be sexual pleasure. It is just what is pleasurable to you, what entertains you. You know, right now I just got done, oh, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I just got done watching a movie on Netflix called From Scratch. Oh my gosh, so good. I would highly, highly recommend it. Zoe Saldana's in it. Just check it out. And it was pleasurable to watch. So I'd highly suggest that for you as well. Now, later in the day here, we've got Mercury stepping into a sextile with Pluto. Now, when the planets come together in a sextile, it creates a pocket of opportunity, but we intelligently take action on the opportunity that was there. Unlike when we have a trine and it just creates an ease of energy in the sky and it can blow right past us because it's so easy. A sextile, we're usually willing to do something with it. Mercury of our little mind, our investigator, right? Mercury's going around finding the facts, finding the details, is sextiling Pluto, who wants to dig, who wants to be the keeper of depth and of truth and of power and realizing there's knowledge in power, right? So this is a day under this sextile you're able to dig. There's some digging to be done here, my friends. What is some truth that you are seeking? Like your inner detective has been set free. So what's going on? What is the intensity of what you're thinking about, you're studying, you're getting into, you're looking at? Pluto's a pretty serious energy. You know, I've never read anything that said Pluto was laughing its way towards, whatever. It's a little bit more of a serious energy. So think about that as we're here on Monday. What are you seriously bringing your attention and your focus into? And when you do it, when you take the opportunity to do that, truths are revealed to you. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind as you're working with that energy. Now, later in the day, just a couple hours behind that, I think it's just about an hour, we're going to see the sun come into a trine with Neptune. Now, a trine is that triangle energy that can be really easy to miss. It creates the pocket of opportunity, but you have to go to the opportunity, or it creates the ease in that energy. But if you miss it, you can easily miss it. Now, when the sun is trine Neptune, first of all, highly creative. It's a highly, highly creative kind of energy to be working with. So, earlier in the day, you're digging for truth, you're looking around, you're really focused in something. But then we've got this creative energy that blows in, and you're like, oh, I see how I can redo this. I see how I can redesign this. Or, oh, I was kind of stuck with this idea, and now I see this creative way to kind of take it forward. So it opens the gate there for there to be what I like to call the creative third option. You were like, it's this or this. And then Sun and Neptune come together, and you're like, oh, creative third option. It could also be like this. Now, sometimes what can happen when Neptune gets involved is we get more charitable, we get more compassionate, we get more empathetic. So, was there a situation in your life, or a person, or even something with you, and you've felt harder about it in some way? And as the sun is rolling in at the end of the day on Monday, you have a different found compassion or understanding around that energy. Whatever it is, it's definitely probably because you've unveiled something earlier in the day that brought this truth to you. Okay, now, when we get into Tuesday, lovely, lovely. We've got a Venus and Jupiter trine. Now, these are our benefic planets, our smaller benefic Venus, our larger benefic Jupiter, coming together in, again, a trine. So an easy aspect. There's some ease happening here. Now, a lot of people regard these two coming together in this trine as luck. I like to regard these things as influential opportunities to demonstrate your value through wisdom. What do you know, or who do you know that you come in contact with where just a sheer wisdom is either outpoured or poured onto you, right? It can create this really cool kind of cosmic but brought down to earth connection. So one of the other things I think too is, where do you and where have you needed to ask for some support? Right? Maybe you, in order to understand money differently, to understand your relationships differently, to understand value differently, you've needed to engage Jupiter, a wisdom, a teacher, more information. And today it's a little bit easier to do that. Something in you has been lifted, so you have an ease of access to bring that into your life, which sometimes we just need a little bit of ease. Later in the day, we're going to see Venus step into the energy of Sagittarius. So now we get to see love and money and relationships kind of go on an adventure, and it's free, it's fun, it broadens the horizons of what any of these resources and values could have ever been in your life. It's also a time where I would say, since Venus likes to attract in, it's an attracting in energy. Call into your life something foreign, something different. Take yourself out in the world to these different experiences. I'm telling you, if you haven't had Turkish food, oh my God, go get you some of that Turkish coffee. Personal note, small side story. I am going to Turkey in 2023. So if you're part of our Turkish soul family that is out there, I will see you in 2023 at the International Astrology Day Conference. I will be presenting 2 lectures in Turkey, and I couldn't be any more excited to come visit Istanbul. But I also want to share with you that I went to a local Turkish restaurant, and I had Turkish coffee for the first time. And you guys, that caffeine hit me so hard. I swear to you, I was laying in bed and could feel the caffeine running through my wig. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know if Turkish coffee is for Stormy Grace. So it was like a mixed bag. I had a lot going on. It was very good, and those spices were absolutely delicious. But also, it was so much. So, just a side note, take your Venus in Sagittarius, take this season, go have some fun with it, go on an adventure, go see if you love, if you taste, if you desire something that is outside of your normal realm, okay? All right, now we roll into Wednesday. And first of all, a note about the lunar movement. On Wednesday, we are rolling into the third quarter moon time. Okay. So, something I want you to be mindful of is that the moon, the lunar energy, where you're at, inside out, generally, is moving a bit slower at this time. And it's a turning away from time, right? What don't I need anymore right now? What am I willing to surrender? It is a great day on Wednesday to rest if you can, or give yourself more sips of air, sips of break throughout your day. It's not a very fast moving lunar kind of day. So I just want to bring your attention to that, because you might need to reorient to your day or to information multiple times, because it is definitely moving a bit slower. Okay. Now, later after that, we're going to see Mercury come into a trine with Jupiter. This is the smaller mind coming into an ease of access or ease of energy with the larger mind. Okay. As these two are trining each other, it's like, look for the information that can do long range good. It's kind of that, right? Where can you teach something? Where can you share information about something? Where is there a win available for you? Like, this is an opportunity, a trying aspect for you to go, I think I can be lucky. I think I can be successful if I make decisions to move in this direction. Now, if you'll notice on the slide that we have a flashback to this in July on the 23rd. So go back into your life, go back into your journaling. What were you doing around this time where we saw these two in conversation before? And did you try something then? And now, as it's coming back around in November, you're like, yes, thank goodness I tried that. Or, okay, I missed it last time, and this time I'm ready to get on that boat, right? So I'll be interested to know. Let me know about that. What were you doing in July in the comment section down below? Okay, later in the evening, we're going to see the moon move into the energy of Virgo. So now we're getting discerning. Now we're coming into this energy of needing to emotionally regroup and reground and prioritize, right? Discern what actually needs your emotional attention and what can be set down, and we can handle that later. Looking at being of service to those you love, it will fill your emotional cup this day. Another thing is, check out the health. Do your once a month, real deep emotional, physical health checkup. Are you good? Or when's the last time you went to the dentist? Are you overdue for that optometry appointment? What is going on with your health? That maybe you've been in analysis paralysis around instead of just taking some action. It's a good time to get sorted there, okay? Thursday rolls in, and we've got Mercury moving now into the energy of Sagittarius. Some of my favorite people have Mercury in Sagittarius. It is literally taking this busybody mental energy, right? Mercury, and putting it in this big minded, very expansive kind of energy. So as Mercury is traveling through Sagittarius for this tour, before we're going to do this whole Capricorn and then retrograde Capricorn. Anyways, this is where word magic, Mercury, meets adventure, Sagittarius. So, where can you tell a story of great adventure? Which, let me be clear, I'm not saying go lie. That's not what Stormy Grace just said. I did not say go lie. I did not say go embellish, although that is a common trait that can show up here. But where do you have a longer story, or a story of the ancients, a story of folklore? Where do you have a story that you can share? Where are you working on your developing language in words in another language, even sign language? Where is your mind ready to go on an adventure or travel? One of the things that I love is, when I'm closing down my day, is I will put on, I don't know if you guys have heard of ASMR channels, right? So it's, what is it? Autonomous sensory meridian response. Anyways, that you don't need to know that. But what I will do is, there is a channel that is an ASMR channel, so it's all very quietly, very softly done. It's read by a man who is French, and he tells mythology stories, or he'll tell stories of Buddha, or he'll tell stories of whatever. And I put that on and let that storytelling just kind of wind me down for the night. So think about that as Mercury is in Sagittarius. Where are you wanting to engage the story of myth and legend, right? What a great experience of Mercury in Sagittarius. Okay, let's move on, pressing forward, fans, to Friday, where we see the sun coming into a sextile with Pluto. Now our motivation is coming into an ease of access. Ease of access meets action. Pluto, depth. So again, this is a digging information, but it's also much more of a driven information, right? I want you to think I am strong, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am capable. That's this energy, right? I can go out here and do this. Not I'm willing it. I am going to move my behind and put myself in action to drive towards the things that I want. I am going to, this is my season where I'm ready for a different version of me to step forward. I'm ready to take a chance on that. I'm ready to surrender an old story of power and control and what made me valuable and take action to what I actually dream and want for myself right now. So this is very much so an empowering, reinvigorating, reinventing kind of energy, especially since Pluto is now out of retrograde. You've already seen some power dynamic stories and they don't fit your mold anymore. So now you have this chance to go, this is what makes my life have depth and have meaning. Okay. Oh, I absolutely love it. I just got really excited for everyone's Friday. Now, when we get to Saturday, we see the moon early on enter into the energy of Libra. We're going to start to be more balanced, balance, emotional partnership. And when you think of every month, the sun, excuse me, the moon moving into Libra, one of the things I want you to do is give yourself this day and a half, 2 days sometimes, a chance to go, am I in partnership with my body? Am I in my body? And am I in partnership with my body? I say it all the time, but are you treating your body like a partner or like a slave? Okay, so from the emotional body as well, are you in partnership or is there some struggle there? And if you are struggling to connect to your emotional body, first of all, own that disunity. Because until you own the truth that it's not connected, you can't work to deepen that. You can't work to rebalance that. Emotionally is something, I'm going to say it, is something just owning your ass, right? You still thinking about something over and over and over again. You got a resentment going. We did a lot of digging at the beginning of the week. Did something come up? And now here it is Saturday and you're still thinking about it, right? We got to address that because that's going to create emotional imbalance and it owns you. That thing is owning you. It's owning your thinking. It's living in your head and it's not even paying rent. Oh, or you're thinking about something or someone, you're still thinking about it and they are at home resting comfortably with their snugglies, right? So what is it that maybe is calling for some emotional balance here from you? Now, other things I think are beauty. Spend some time creating beauty. You know, it's been a busy week, it's been a busy 2022. Where can you just spend the next couple days tidying your space or bringing something into your space that makes you feel beautiful? When's the last time you stood in the mirror butt naked and was like, all of this needs to be seen? When is the last time you treated yourself like that? Or to something like that where you just saw the beauty in who you are physically, mentally, and emotionally? What a great couple days to bring that into your life. And I tell you what, for many people, what can happen is we step into these vulnerabilities of asking the questions of emotional partnership, and we find we have resentments against ourselves, right? Or we find at some point we've gotten stuck with an idea that we were less than in some way, and we didn't even know it. So let me know. I mean, you don't have to let me know if you stand naked in your mirror. Don't put that comment, but like, what are you doing for beauty? Okay. All right. Now, this is all leading into Saturday morning's Mars and Neptune square. And this one is a little bit more challenging. So let's spend a minute on it. Now, first of all, we've got Mars, who is our planet of go, of do, of desire, of strategy, of how we're getting things done, of it's just an kind of energy. And it's retrograde and it is squaring up to Neptune. okay, who is also retrograde until December 3rd. So, what we see is, first of all, two planets facing backwards. So, what their square is indicating to us as they're pushing against each other, right? The square is the 911 of the zodiac aspects. It's like, do something here, right? Because you think about it, in a square, you're being squished into this little bitty tiny box. And what are you going to do except for take an action to get out? But as they are both retrograde, they're pointing backwards. You've seen something. You've already been here, and with Mars and Neptune pressing against each other, this is why I say, with the standing naked in the mirror, right? Like, what are you feeling guilty about? What is there shame that's coming up for you? Is there something that someone said about you or your body, or you said about someone in their body in the past, and it's still kind of stuck and sticking to you? Where have you felt confused and discouraged, right? These are the questions that might be popping up and pushing against you as these energies come in the sky. They're not always the easiest, because it just brings, typically, such a low level of energy. It's kind of like, I am defeated. And what you got to do is tell the truth about that. I am tired. I am doubtful. I am defeated. I'm just low energy. I talked poop about my neighbor. It's really true. That's why I feel guilty. Because I always ask people that when they're like, oh, I don't want to go to that class anymore, or I don't want to whatever. My first question for people is always, did you talk about someone in that class? What did you do that has made you too uncomfortable to be in that class? So these are great things to think about, right? Now, Neptune is Neptune. Scandal and gossip can absolutely be attached to it. So I will tell you that I think, personally, as we're traveling through this weekend, if you can spend some time being on your own, being with you, being with your own stories, things like that, it's really quite a lovely energy, and letting this square kind of pass. You know what I mean? But also, if you do spend more time by yourself, it's just really important not to let your head create a story of fear that's not real in reality, right? But more than anything, I think that because these planets are both retrograde, you're reviewing a story of fear, whether it is real or it is fake, right? Because you can absolutely form a resentment or form a love or form whatever over a fake story or over a fantasy that our heads have created, just as much as you can flash back to a memory or to a moment, and you need to go back through it, if that makes sense. So I'll be really interested to see how this Mars Neptune square stimulates you, and then what you decide to do with it. Does it spark up something in you through the weekend where you're like, your immune system goes a little bit crazy or something like that? It can definitely trigger into that. Okay. All right, let's get out of that. That's so much. We're all going to survive that together, though. When we get to the evening on Sunday, we're going to see the sun in a trine to Jupiter. I always like these. I talk about this when we get here, but with the sun trining Jupiter, it creates again that pocket of opportunity. So it's right there, but we have to go to it. We have to go to it. Now, it's been a long week. We started out digging. We started out being willing to go on an adventure to see the world in a different way. We've addressed just on Saturday how uncomfortable we maybe are with something, or uncomfortable with something we've done or has been done to us. And as we come to the evening on Sunday and the sun and Jupiter are in conversation, this is about standing in your power. This is about, I understand a little bit more about myself. I understand a little bit more truth about a situation. I see things in a different perspective, and I can stand in my power with it today, right? I see it for what it is. I'm unwilling to let people, places, and things uh, let out space in my head rent free, by the way. Um, and I'm willing to stand in my power and attract something else to me. So it's a big energy. It's very much so a big energy. So I look forward to seeing, all that you do with that. Now, I just want to say one other thought about Sun Jupiter is that if you were feeling charitable, or you felt like, I need to just get out of myself, I need to be helpful in the world, it's actually a good time on Sunday for you to do that, right? Go out, get out of yourself, sometimes the best thing I can do is get out of myself because I just, I'm my favorite thing to think about until I got to do something about it, right? So sometimes it's just good to get out of yourself, go be of service to somebody else, see how you can fill their cup and yours can be filled as well. So I think it's going to be an interesting week. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Please, please, please keep me posted on all that is happening for you in the comment section down below. All right, my beautiful friends, I love you, and I will see you guys next week.